Hello, Cosmic Witches, and welcome back to the Divine Gossip Girls podcast. Thank you so much for pressing play and tuning in to this conversation with Sophie, Maggie, and I. We are going to be talking about 21 different ways for you to raise your vibration. And we're going to be going with the theme of chakras. You know us, we love to work with our chakras, very on brand for us. So we're going to be starting from the root and going all the way up to the crown. And all of these ways will just be simple ways for you to tap into raising your vibration, raising your, energy field so that you can be magnetic to incredible high vibrational things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on in.
Hey Cosmic Witches! Divine Gossip Girls here, your one and only source into the spiritual happenings of the cosmos.
Ever wonder what this month's energy will have in store for you? What the planets and stars are even up to? Or if the universe can just help you catch a break already?
Well, lucky you, because we have all the spiritual secrets to tell. Get ready to sip on your weekly dose of divine tea. All right, so I wanted to start off by giving this tip for the root. So the theme with the root is always root to rise, right? To be able to rise up, you have to root first. So my tip for raising your vibration, focusing in on root and grounding, would be meditation. I mean, I know this is a simple one, but if you can do some sort of meditation, specifically chanting or mantra meditation. So my favorite one currently is the yam mantra, or the yam chant, which is for the heart, but don't worry, it also grounds you. Anytime that you chant, you center your vibration and you kind of get out of the mind, right? It's a form of meditation. So I recommend trying out a chanting or a mantra meditation, and you can search up the vibration of the root or of any chakra you want to work with. And you can go ahead and just 5 minutes, sit down and chant with the audio. And I kid you not, your vibration, your energy will feel so peaceful and so calm. So that is your first one for the root.
So my little practice for the root would simply be, well, for me, I've really been enjoying my Pilates or my yoga in the morning, and afterwards, like coming into child's pose and just like stretching in child's pose as well, and just grounding into my body before starting the day, or even grounding my body midday or even in the evening before to kick off my nighttime routine. So that's how I kind of ground into my root chakra, is basically child's pose after a little Pilates or yoga flow.
I feel like I love both of those. I definitely do both of those that you guys do as well, but I'm definitely very airy-fairy, up in the air, have a hard time coming down to earth. So sometimes something that really, really helps me ground and raise my vibration in that root chakra space, like get into that higher healing vibration in the root chakra, is to connect with nature, and specifically just get your bare feet in the earth. As a kid, I never wore shoes. And if anyone knows me personally, I hate socks. I never want to wear socks around my house. Like, I will have freezing cold feet before wearing socks. The only reason I'm wearing socks right now is because I had to go to the store and had to put on shoes. But I hate socks. And I think it's just that I like being connected to the earth. I think it just naturally grounds me. And if you can go put your feet in the sand, put your feet in the earth, put your feet in water, whatever it is, like actually connect with the ground below you, it can do so much for your energy. So you heard it first here on Divine Gossip Girls. Fuck socks.
What is she going to say? What? But I love that. And also, like, I never really gave like an explanation of like mine, but I have been like tapping in more into my body. And like the reason I started doing Pilates and more yoga was because like I felt my nervous system and my root chakra so out of balance as well. To commit to daily like tapping into my body, tapping into my nervous system. I started to do that through Pilates and through yoga, and it's just so nice to then just like sit in like child's pose and like stretch in that pose as well. But I love these guys. Let us know what your favorite is.
Yes, so let's move into the sacral. So for me, anything that raises my vibration connected to the sacral is usually some sort of flow, like allowing flow to come back in whenever I feel like very stuck, stagnant, blocked, very resistant to whatever's going on within my body or the present moment. I'm like, okay, what can we do to feel good now? And that usually is something that allows for movement and flow once again to come in through the sacral. And thus, obviously, your vibration is going to raise. It's going to feel more in harmony and flow again. So for me, something that I love, I have two things, you guys, but which one should I pick? I don't know. Okay, can I say two? This might be 22 ways to raise your vibration, but they'll be quick. The first one that I love so much is doing hip opening things. So hip opening stretches. Oh, that's the one Sophie was going to do. Sorry. Doing hip opening stretches, especially right around the time that my cycle is about to come, I tend to turn into like a little gremlin and I just feel very like on edge. And the second that I will do some sort of hip opening stretch, I will just like let out so much emotion. And then the next day I usually get my period. But it's usually because I have a lot of resistance, a lot of energy, and I see your cycle as like a shedding, as a time to like cleanse yourself. So if you're feeling that resistance, if you're feeling that stuck energy, even if like, if you're not a woman, you don't have a cycle and you're listening to this, then still allow yourself that time when you feel resistance, you're feeling like bottled up with emotion or hostility, to do some hip opening stretches and just breathe down into the sacral. At first, it may be weird, but just like let the judgments of the ego go. And just, move the hips, do some frog pose. You can rock back and forth from tabletop to child's pose and just breathe into it. Maybe you play some fluid, flowy music and just allow energy to move and circulate through your body. You may want to cry. You may want to scream into a pillow. You may want to punch the air, punch a pillow, like whatever you need to do. Get that emotion out. And I'm going to not say my second one because it might be one of yours.
You're so funny. I mean, you're welcome to say it. But it's so funny because we've obviously, as we record this, we're currently going through our elevation, our round 3 of our elevation, and preparing for this third round. I was reflecting on how my sacral chakra was something that I didn't really tap that deep into compared to like the other chakras. But ever since like recognizing that, my body has just been intuitively tapping into my sacral and starting to work with it. And I've been tapping into a lot more somatic practices and somatic movements and somatic dancing. And like whenever I do that, my body just like my hips just naturally move. Like it's my hips that want to move more than anything. So like something I've just been doing to like expand that energy, expand my vibration within my sacral chakra is like putting on music and just letting my hips move, like just like allowing them to go around in a circle, letting them just like run free and like allowing that energy to start like flowing through me. And I feel ever since doing that, like my creativity, my sensuality, like something is shifting, and it's like that excitement, that energy is like coming alive within me. So maybe it's just putting on a song and allowing your body, allowing your hips to move and to allow that energy to start moving through you, because you are the source of your own energy. So it's like lying within you. So how can you allow that to begin to move and come alive within your body?
I just wanted to say really quick, Maggie, before you go, because I know we both talked about something with hips and you might be like, why the hips? We store emotional energy within our hips. So it's really important to recognize that, yeah, the sacral is like that fluid flow of emotional energy. Emotional energy is spiritual energy. So a lot of us store energy within the hips. That's why a lot of us have such tight hips. And think about, most of us work on like our laptops and stuff right now. We're always seated. That energy, instead of moving and circulating through the body, we have pretty tight hips. So if you want to start to feel more of that fluid energy, more sensuality, creativity, move those hips, because that's where a lot of your like life force energy is stored.
We're going to have to do another one of these because I feel like we each have like 100 different things that we could do with each chakra. But I was thinking maybe talking about like moving my body. I have a different hip exercise that I do, like a different hip opener sort of thing that I do. But I'm going to go somewhere else other than hips. because we have two hips ideas. And this is the one that I'm probably most drawn to, anyways. And it's just like creatively expressing yourself, like getting into your creativity. I think that's one of my favorite things to do within the sacral chakra. It's where your inner muse, where your creativity is really stored. And so I love to just allow my creative flow to just flow, just get out there. I will play music. I play like 7 different instruments. So I'll play music, I will sing, I will draw. I love drawing. I love painting. I don't have any paint with me here in Copenhagen, but I love painting. I love drawing. I love writing. Anyone who knows me knows that I can write so much so quickly. It's such a great way to just get everything out and be creative. So whatever creative activity you're called to, maybe it's taking photos, maybe it's, it's writing, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's just something else completely different. That creative force within you, just tapping into it and saying, I'm going to take half an hour and just see what I create, can be something that can really raise your vibration. And I'll just keep going and I'll kick it off with the solar plexus here. And the solar plexus, that's your confidence, it's your inner shine. And one of my favorite things, it's pretty basic, it's pretty simple, but just because something is basic and simple doesn't mean it's hard hitting. And that's affirmations. I love saying affirmations. One of my favorite things to do is literally just to write them on little sticky notes and stick them around my room. I will have affirmations that I want to see all the time, and every time I see the note I have to say it, and I'll put it like in a closet or something. So it's like, I know I'm gonna have to get dressed every day, so let me take out my clothes and I will see that affirmation. I'll put it in drawers, or I'll put it as notifications in my phone, and I won't clear them until I say them out loud to myself. So that's what I do for my solar plexus. So if you want to go, we'll circle back down to Karlie.
Yeah, sure. My favorite, my solar plexus. I feel like in aura elevation, it's always me that does the solar plexus. And probably the Leo energy. But this won't surprise a lot of people. But I feel like the practice that came through for me to share about the solar plexus is EFT tapping, because I feel like whenever you do EFT tapping, like that's what, like, it activates that energy within you, that confidence, that power, that worthiness within you, by tapping on like your energy meridians of your body and like activating that energy. Because whenever I lead myself through a tap-in, or whenever I lead others through a tap-in, like everybody comes off feeling so much more energized and so much more powerful in themselves. So EFT tap-in is definitely one of my go-to practices to activate that worthiness, to activate that power, to activate that confidence within me. So if you have not ever experienced EFT tap-in, please come over to my profile, because I have a bunch of EFTs on there. We also have EFTs on Aura Elevation and all our different offers as well. So yeah, that's my little practice.
I love that. I don't know why, you guys, every time we talk about the solar plexus, I always think about like 7th grade biology, where it's like the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I feel, do you guys, did you know that? The mitochondria, I feel like the solar plexus is the mitochondria of the body. It's like the powerhouse. Yeah, it's a powerhouse of the body. So there's also like when you feel joy, when you feel happiness, it's actually like, yeah, you feel it at the heart center, but it comes up from the solar plexus. Like the solar plexus is the home of joy. So one of my favorite practices to elevate your vibration and to ignite that personal power, ignite that sense of like vitality within you is this breathing pattern that I do. I call it like star breathing. But basically what you do is you're going to breathe in. I wish you could see me, but I don't even know how to like share this with you guys, but I'm just going to talk about it and like try it out with me right now if you can. So you basically like breathe in and you take your hands, like they're in fists. You breathe in and you like curl up into a little ball. So like breathe in a ball, and then exhale, shoot out like a star, and like put your shoulders back. So you breathe in, breathe out, shoot out into the
like a
star.
jumping jack.
Yeah. Like you're doing like what is that? like a star jump where you
Yeah.
like curl up and then go out, but you don't jump. You can do it seated. So breathe in and then shoot out and like do that. And you can do it fast or you can do it slow, but the faster you go, the more you like activate your power. And I love doing this in the morning time when I want to get energized for the day. I could do this before, I don't know, going on a date with someone. Like something where I need my confidence, my light to be turned on. It's great to do, especially when you're feeling like low energy, just that breathing of like in, out, in, out. And you can see yourself like having that yellow energy of the solar plexus just shining brighter and brighter, like your personal power is just turning on. And that feels so, so good. So, yeah, I would say that. And should we go ahead with the heart? All right. So, my favorite one for the heart. Ooh, the heart chakra is such a powerful chakra, but I feel like it's one that oftentimes we are so blocked off to because feelings can feel uncomfortable sometimes. But your heart chakra is the voice box of the soul. I always say that, like your emotions, your feelings are always guiding you and telling you what doesn't feel good and what does feel good and what needs to be released. So my practice with the heart chakra that has completely shifted my vibration and changed my entire life was reconnecting to it with heart tapping. So every single night before bed, I tap on my heart chakra and I just tap and I speak to it and I say, is there anything you need to release or anything that I need to hear? Now, when you start this practice, it will probably be really subtle. It will probably be really quiet because a lot of us have cages or blocks around our heart. It's something that we're not often in communication with because sometimes it can feel scary to feel. But the truth is that your heart is always looking to support you and hold you. It is a divine aspect of you. So when you start that heart chakra tapping, it's very subtle what comes through. Maybe you won't feel a lot. Maybe you'll feel like tingling or something. But with time and as your comfort and connection and relationship to your heart chakra strengthens, you start to receive its downloads and you start to allow yourself to release. So it's really beautiful how the heart chakra begins to open up to you as you begin to open up to it. It's a journey and it will only strengthen with time, but through that, your intuition will increase. You'll just raise your vibration because when you start to feel again, you start to feel high vibrations of love and joy and connection to the universe. So heart tapping, try it out specifically at night because nighttime is when divine feminine energy, Mother Moon, is above us. And the heart chakra holds so much of that divine feminine. So it's like that direct connection supporting you.
I love that. I love a little bit of heart tapping as well. And that was actually going to be part of mine, but that's fine. That's fine. So the heart chakra is something close to my heart as well. So what I was going to say, a practice that I have been using more and more recently is just mindful posture, because we can just and this is what I've been working through because I have closed my heart off and created this wall and this protection field because of my underlying heart condition or because of the representation of love from my parents. I have created this cocoon within my shoulders and kind of curled up into this cocoon to keep my heart safe, to close it off, to protect it. So I have been practicing more mindful posture of making sure my chest is open, my heart is open, my back is straight. So whenever you feel like you are slouching, maybe you do it right now. How are you sitting right now? How is your posture right now? Could you maybe just sit up a little bit and open your chest a little bit, open your heart up a little bit? And yeah, that's my little practice. There's more, but that's the simple one. Mindful posture, and to recognize how your posture may be closing your heart off. And if you can start to create this practice and this muscle of opening your heart up with your body.
I love that so much. I was going to have maybe more of a woo-woo one, maybe more out there, but I think it'd be remiss of us if we didn't have this as one of the heart chakra ones, even though it's one you've probably heard many, many times, but if not, exciting. Gratitude. I feel like you can't have something about raising your vibration around the heart chakra and not tap onto some sort of gratitude practice. I don't care if this is just sending out a little prayer to the universe, to your guides, to whatever you believe in the energy of the day. Before you wake up, or like, the first thing you do when you wake up before you open your eyes is just say, show me that I'm supported. I'm so grateful for all your support. I'm so grateful for another day, whatever it is, or whether you're writing down 3 gratitudes. That's what I like to do in the morning or at night. And they can be big things like people, circumstances, whatever, but they can even just be small. A lot of the time, I'll literally write down, I'm grateful for my cup of coffee because it makes me feel energetic and nourished. And that's just my biggest thing is I feel grateful for blank because it makes me feel blank. Because then you're not just saying gratitude, you're getting into what that actually feels like in your heart and what, the energy of it actually is. So short and simple, but gratitude.
I'm glad that you said that one. I'm so glad. I don't know why I never thought of that, but even like off the back of that as well, like with the mindful posture too, like to when you've done your gratitude practice, sit up and breathe that in. Like breathe in the gratitude you have for your morning coffee. Breathe in the gratitude you have for the freedom to pour into your business, or the gratitude, like actually breathe it into your heart center and allow it to become a part of you. Not just like, yeah, I'm grateful, like actually like breathe it into your system. But in saying that, let's move on to our throat chakra. So a little one that came through, and this is something that I tell a lot of my clients to do as well, and I've kind of created my own version of it. It's called, I call it an embodied conversation. So using your throat, using your voice to maybe, for example, speak to the part of you that's scared to put themselves out there, or speak to the part of you that's scared to go and start dating or whatever it is, or speak to the part of you that's scared to like go after their dreams, or even just speak to your desires, but actually act as if they're sat right next to you and have an embodied conversation where you anchor into your physical being, and then you get up and you anchor into the fear, you anchor into the desire, and you actually use your voice to communicate with those parts of you, to communicate with your fear, to communicate with your desires, to communicate whatever it is that you're wanting to have that conversation with, and use your body, use your voice to have that conversation. And it like shifts so much in your throat chakra, but also just like shifts so much like within your entire body as well. So that's something that I've been doing to just vocalize and clear those blocks and express how I'm feeling or what it is I'm desiring.
I'm going to be short, sweet, and simple again. I feel like I could go so much more woo-woo with these, but the ones that are coming to me are like, I just want to show you guys how easy and simple and almost effortless it is to raise your vibration. So a big one, there's so much with the throat. The throat is such an important chakra for me. We have a whole episode about all the different chakras from back in January if you want to go check them out. But just get outside and take in some like deep breaths of fresh air. And if you can't even get outside, just open your window. Open your window and allow fresh air to fill your lungs and fill your body. And just even taking 3 to 5 deep breaths, like the deepest breaths you've taken all day. You could do it right now. Go open a window, go outside, like just take those deep breaths. And that's literal fresh energy coming into your throat chakra and into your body, and you're gonna feel so much better. I do this myself, and it's something even my partner who's not super spiritual, he leans on, like he pushes me to do. Like I haven't been super happy with my living situation this year, and I'll be texting him being like, oh, I feel so awful, and he literally almost every time texts me, go outside and take a walk and breathe in some fresh air, because it's just on such a basic energetic level that even people who aren't into all of this, they know that it raises your vibration. They know that it affects your energy in a positive way. So that one's really simple but effective as hell.
Okay, mine's like going to be on the opposite end of Maggie's. But I feel like this is something that I've been leaning into so much. The throat chakra is such a powerful chakra for manifestation and conscious creation and speaking your desires into reality. And so my recommendation when it comes to the throat and raising your vibration and like significantly changing your life is active manifestation through writing a scripting letter. So if you like have ever heard about scripting letters, then incredible. But if you haven't, then I'm just going to kind of let you know a little tidbit on them. And then you can go ahead and search on YouTube. There's so many different people, or even I'm sure there's like scripting podcasts about how to write a scripting letter. But basically, with a scripting letter, what it is that you do is you get clear on 3 to 5 things that you desire to manifest that are in your current scope of like beliefs that kind of are telling you like, okay, this is something that I desire and I believe I can have it. And if not, then you work to broaden your scope of belief so that you can hold it. But basically, you think of 3 to 5 things and you get clear as to why it is that you desire them, right? Why is it that you desire to have this thing in your reality? What feelings is it that you desire that they're going to bring in? And that what you're going to go ahead and do with those 3 to 5 things is you're going to write a universe to source, creator, God, universe, whatever you call this higher power. You write a letter to them and you speak as if these desires have already happened. So for example, I wrote a recent scripting letter and I write in there, I say, dear universe source creator, thank you so much for allowing me to have these abundant, beautiful manifestations. And then you'll create a paragraph for each thing that you desire. The first 2 are like talking about in the past tense as if this thing has already happened. So for example, one of my desires was like, I talked about it to the universe. I said, I recently just came off of this retreat that was the most incredible experience. I experienced incredible souls transform over this week. And then the next 1 or 2 lines is about how it made you feel, right? How you feel in the present moment now that that thing has manifested. And you say, I said there, like, I feel so full of universal loving energy. I feel so powerful and fulfilled and purposeful. So you're going to do that for each of those things you desire. And then you'll just round it off saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, love, put your name, and you can date it. And now what you're going to do is every single morning, every single night, the first thing you do when you wake up is you read that letter out loud. And the last thing you do before you go to bed, you can put your letter right by your bed, is you read it right before you go to bed. So you're reprogramming that subconscious, you're getting into the vibration, and you are kind of passively manifesting it just through your vibration. So that was a long one. Sorry about that, guys. But okay, let's go ahead and flow on into the third chakra, the 6th chakra, the third eye chakra. And we're going to be tapping in here to intuition, because your third eye is that part of you that is connected to the subconscious, that is connected to universal life force energy. It's not just the mind. It's not just the ego. So for me, I would say, off the top of my head, this one's going to be a more simple one. Release the self-doubt. Release the freaking self-doubt. The way your intuition speaks to you is in the subtlest ways. It's that voice that says, reach out to this person. It's that intuitive nudge to try out this new thing. It's that feeling to, randomly move your furniture or randomly listen to this song. Your intuition isn't always this like precognition of, I can see who I'm going to meet in the future. Like, sure, sometimes it comes through as that, but not every single time is your intuition going to speak to you in this clear way. You have to release the self-doubt. Whenever you have an idea pop up, it's not always that you take action right away, but validate it. Say, oh, I see you. Okay, cool. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, should I really do that? Oh, is this really true? Like, just release the self-doubt. Make it a non-negotiable. You are no longer doubting yourself in those intuitive nudges. Whether or not you take action, you just validate it and you see it and you thank your intuition and ask for more guidance.
Because your intuition is a muscle. It's something you need to always be strengthening. Like I always say to people, you can't expect to have these huge precognition sort of big, oh my gosh, I see the future. I know exactly what's meant to be. if you haven't been building that muscle, you can't be like having these huge revelations necessarily if you're not strengthening that intuitive muscle. It's like going to the gym and being like, I'm gonna lift 200 kilos and I've never been to the gym before. Like, that's impossible. Like, it will literally not even budge when you try and lift it up. And so having these big expectations of your intuition when you're not aligned with it, when you're not working it, it's just, it's just kind of expecting too much of yourself, just like that would be. And so strengthening that muscle can be like how Karlie said, and you can also do it in ways where you can validate it without failing. So something I tell people to do is like go to your favorite cafe and allow yourself to intuitively order. This is one I've said so many times, but I swear it's so helpful. Like, go to somewhere, your favorite cafe, your favorite restaurant, your favorite little bakery or something, and say, all right, intuition, what do you want to order? What's going to feed my soul? And allow this silly little thing, and your intuition's going to be like, a hot chocolate. And you're gonna be like, what? I usually get a coffee. And you're gonna get that hot chocolate and you're gonna be like, this was so sweet and indulgent and fun. And it's gonna give you that little bit of dopamine, that little bit of joy. And you're gonna be like, oh, thanks, intuition. Like, thank your intuition. Do these things and then thank it. Be like, you chose so well. You were leading me correctly. And yes, it's something so small like a piece of cake or a little coffee, but what that does is it begins to strengthen that muscle so that when you have to listen to it for bigger decisions, it's a bit more clear, it's a bit easier because that trust is built.
I love that. And that was actually a similar one that I was going to say, but I've changed mine because it's quite similar. But that's exactly something that I used to do as well and still do, because like self-trust and listening to my intuition was something that I really, really struggled with, and something that I had to really kind of focus on at the get-go of my kind of healing journey. I remember there was a time, like at the very beginning of my journey, where I was like deciding to like leave network marketing and go into my coaching business. And I remember doing like an intuition meditation like 5 times a day. No word of a lie. I was like constantly doing this meditation to like strengthen that and building it and connecting with it, because at that point it wasn't as strong as it is now. But I love what you said, Maggie, as well, because it's even like everyone, like, I'm sure we're all guilty of it, like going to a restaurant or going to a cafe and being like, what are you getting? What are you getting? What do you think I should get? You know, or like when you're going out on a night out, or if you're just going out and you're like, what are you wearing? What should I wear? You know, like start actually just asking yourself, what do I want? What do I want to wear? And building it up in those smaller ways, so that when you want to take the leap, leaving your full-time toxic job to go all in your business, or if you want to leave a different opportunity and go into a new one, or whatever it is, you can have that trust in yourself. But another practice that I kind of said as well was that just doing intuition meditations, like actually going into meditation. And kind of intuition meditations that I do, or the one that I have in my membership, is like prompting you and asking you questions while you're tapped into a more kind of subconscious state. So that's the part of you that's speaking. It's not your mind, it's not your logical mind, it's like your heart, it's your intuition, it's your subconscious. And allowing like the first thing that comes through when you're asked those questions to be the answers, to write them down and to start following through with what comes up, instead of being like allowing your ego, allowing your logical mind to come in and to take control and to kind of like convince you that that's not the right step or whatever it is. So doing intuition meditations and tapping into the answers that lie within there, and following through with those intuitive nudges, those intuitive answers that come through like that. And in saying that, let's go into our last chakra, our crown chakra. So if you know me, you know that my universal sign is a rainbow, and I see rainbows all the time. And that's when I know that I'm in alignment, that I am always supported. So something that I do to connect with my crown chakra, to connect with the universe, is I just ask for a universe. I ask for a universe. Like, oh, own universe. No, I ask for a rainbow. Or sometimes I don't even ask, it's just there always, because maybe the universe can sense that maybe I want to have that connection. But even just asking for a sign, asking for an angel number, or asking like for your specific sign. And when you do, and when you see that sign, I don't want you just to pop it off and be like, oh yeah, that was nice. I want you to like sit with it. Like I seen a massive rainbow come up right before I jumped into our Aura Elevation workshop the other day, and I had music on, and I didn't just like be like, oh, that's nice. I actually like danced with the universe, said thank you with the universe, like opened myself up to allow the universe to move through me in my workshop. So taking it that layer deeper, if you want to just like sit with gratitude when you do see your sign, ask the universe and just tap into like what the question was or what the guidance you were asking for was, and actually like just connect with that for a few moments. And yeah, allow that chakra to strengthen in that way. So that's my final practice of this little episode.
I would say for the crown chakra, I do have two that are coming through here, but I think I'm going to go with ask yourself what would bring your spirit joy. So you can ask your spirit at any moment what would bring them joy, and they will direct you to the exact thing that will make you feel connected to the universe. And it's really interesting. So what I started to do is any moment that I maybe feel a bit sluggish or just feel like I'm struggling. Like there's all points in time where we just feel less spiritually connected. Like we're here having a human experience. I feel like our spiritual connection can sometimes feel like it's always there, but it's just sometimes it's like we're dealing with other things and we kind of forget about it, or it doesn't feel so strong. And so in those moments where maybe I'm feeling really stuck in the ego, really stuck in the mind, and I'm like really in my humanness, maybe comparing or something, I will notice it. And then I go, shh. And I ask my spirit, I say, Spirit, what would bring me joy right now? And usually it's the most random thing. Like, I don't know, go hug a tree or go get some ice cream or whatever it is. And the other day I did it because I was just feeling like very stuck in kind of work and just feeling like, oh, things aren't where I want them to be, and just feeling kind of trapped. And so I did the little Spirit, what would make you feel alive? What would bring you joy? And the answer was, get me ice cream. Because I know that my spirit, like I love ice cream, and ice cream is something that my spirit, the only way I can experience it is through this human body. So I was like, okay, my spirit loves ice cream. So I went and I got myself some ice cream, and it was like, I had this moment where I was eating my ice cream. I went to this cute little like ice cream parlor, and I felt like I was sitting down with my inner child. And I realized in that moment that was the energy that I needed to connect to that day. And I was just eating my ice cream. And as someone who struggled with an eating disorder, every time that I eat ice cream, it is a sacred moment for me, because I went I think 7 years without eating any ice cream out of fear of it. And so anytime that I eat ice cream, it's like me being connected to the like the universe, just feeling so alive and happy. And so it can be something random like that, but it's just this moment of pure connection to joy, and feeling that joy, feeling that like unconditional love makes you remember that spiritual essence, that unlimited potential and power within you. So try that little trick out. It's helpful.
I knew I had to listen to my intuition. I like signaled Karlie, like, you go, you go. And that's because I was debating between two, and my other one was going to be like, what does my soul need right now? And that's basically what you just said. I also think my spirit loves ice cream. Unfortunately, I think it loves it a little too much because my body doesn't always love dairy. So there's a little bit of a miscommunication there. I don't know what happened. But my one that I was going to say is, I mean, I think the way to embody the crown chakra like no other is just surrender. And one of my favorite ways to surrender is to write a letter to the universe. It can just be like getting everything off your chest. Like it can be, thank you so much, I'm so, so grateful. It can be like, angry, like, why is this happening? Why have I been led this way? Why am I facing this challenge? Like, I've had enough. Like, it can just be whatever. The universe, you can't piss it off. It's going to be on your side, and sometimes you just need to get things off your chest, and that's healthy, that's good. So my way that I love to embody to surrender is to just write a completely open and honest letter to the universe, and then without bringing that energy back in, without like reabsorbing that energy, obviously in a safe space, burn the letter or just throw it in the garbage. I mean, I think burning is so much more of that, like, ooh, surrender. So I like to burn it, but you can also just like throw it out, but release it. Like, make sure that you will not read it again. You will not bring that energy back into your body, and you cannot do it again. Like, get it out of there. And that's just this huge thing of surrender of, I sent this to the universe. I am never going to be able to replicate those exact words in that exact way again, unless you have like a photographic memory. And so I trust that writing this big long letter out and burning it, like, it is released. It has been surrendered, and that has been sent off to the universe. So that's our final little 21 maybe more little practices to raise your vibration. I hope you enjoyed this. I think for every single one of us said, oh, I have more than one. And I think all of us said, I have more than one for almost every single chakra. So we can definitely do this again. And also, if you want more, come and join us within Aura Elevation. We're not launching it right now by any means, but we do it twice a year. We do always have a lot of spaces, but still limited spaces. So if you want to get in there first for only $49 for a 3-week challenge experience where we hold space for you, where we heal our chakras together, and you get to actually try out all of these different practices that we were talking about and so much more, then we invite you to join the wait list, and you will be the very first one to know when it comes out again. It'll probably be summertime, like July, probably August-ish sort of time, I'm thinking. So come join us, join that wait list. You'll be the very first one to know for this $49 experience that is unlike anything else, energetically, spiritually, community-wise. So hopefully we'll see you there in a few months, but just thought we'd put the waitlist out if today's episode spoke to you. But have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. All right, bye.
Bye.